Your guest's experience is your top priority. Are you able to accommodate their needs? Have you asked if they have any specific requests upon arrival? You have to consider the time they spent on travel just to get to your place. It's not unreasonable to assume they're exhausted. Providing a concise check-in instruction will surely relieve them of furrowed brows and drooping shoulders. In this episode, we will uncover what Airbnb self-check-in instructions are and how guests benefit in this kind of setup. There are two types of Airbnb check-ins. The host decides whether it's going to be a host-led check-in or self-check-in process. Host-led check-ins is a face-to-face meeting upon guests' arrival. Hosts can take advantage of this process if you want to greet the guests in person, hand over the keys, and tour them around the house, and maybe answer some questions along the way. Self-check-in is designed for guests who prefer less human interaction, no surprise visits, and privacy. This option will lessen the anxiety and stress that host-led check-ins bring. To activate this feature on your Airbnb, you will need to 1. Go to Your Listings on airbnb.com and select a listing. 2. Next to Guest Resources, click Edit. 3. Below Directions, click Add Self-Check-In. 4. Select the way that guests can get into your listing. 5. Follow the instructions and add check-in instructions. Airbnb won't show the instructions until 3 days before their check-in date. Though some hosts find 3 days far too soon, you can manually send the instruction on the day of the booking using the app inbox, which includes the complete address, the lockdown code of where you store your keys, how to get to the location, check-in and check-out time, and how to operate appliances and Wi-Fi passwords. Guests can browse the instructions offline, so even if they don't have the internet, they can still access it on their way or upon arrival. Why use the self-check-in option? Let's say your property is quite far from where you're living right now. Setting up a lockbox and sending the check-in instructions would be a viable option for you. That way, guests won't be waiting for your arrival, and they may be able to check in early, if they request ahead of time. Reduce guest stress. As mentioned before, the time spent on travel might give your guests a mix of emotions, and chatting and mingling may not be a refreshing way to welcome them. The self-check-in process is best provided to guests who wish to check in privately and at their desired time. Allow your guests a bit of exploring. Even if you've already provided instructions to your guests, let them explore the place on their own. It might be their first out-of-town travel, and invading their space might make them feel uncomfortable. Earn your Airbnb Business Travel Ready badge. If you're eyeing on this badge that business travelers filter whenever they book a place, then you need to establish a self-check-in process. Your place should also have a steady internet connection and space that is conducive for working guests. Gain your guests' trust. If you don't want to make your guests feel like they're being watched from time to time, a self-check-in process will build trust between you and your guests that will lead to a positive experience and a positive review after their stay. Things to note. Message your guests on the day of their check-in. A quick check to see if they arrived safely and checked in smoothly will do the trick. Print out your house rules. If it's not too much work for you as a host, you can print out your house rules and put them where guests can easily spot it. You can also include information on how to operate a certain appliance. Schedule a follow-up message. A follow-up message will let your guests feel like you're available if they have any concerns and that you gladly accommodate them. You can schedule a follow-up after their first night in your property to check if there's anything that you can do to make their stay more relaxing and comfortable. How did you like this video? Comment down below if you have any suggestions, and it would be much appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel to get more tips and tricks on short-term rentals. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode.